So for individuals who are in the early stages, you might want to increase the intensity of this workout by also adding a stability cushion that looks like this. Purchase one on Amazon. What this will do is this will increase the work in your abdominal wall. And so if you're in the early stages, you'll probably be fine to do this. And this is just a way to make sure you're also engaging the internal obliques, the TVA, the deepest layer of your core. But what I will say is when you put this stability disc on a chair, make sure your feet aren't dangling in the air. So for me, in this chair, I would need to put 2 yoga blocks under my feet. And I would have to do that for all exercises so that my feet are not hovering and I have that stability. Remember, your thighs, when you're seated, shouldn't be above the bony protrusions of your hips. They should be slightly below. And you want your ankles tracking under your knees and your feet solidly planted, perfectly parallel. Add this disc for any of the levels if you see fit. Let's grab our blue loop band, bringing it around our wrists, crossing our right leg behind our left. Inhale, float the arms up above the head. Plug the shoulders down, side bending to your left in the direction of your front leg, bending the body. And inhale, floating it back to center. Notice that I'm not straightening and bending my knees. I'm staying nice and soft in the knees, neutral pelvis, so somewhere between arching and rounding the low back. Belly is firm. Gaze is a little higher than eye level, even as I bend and lift. Another thing to think about is a little pulling out action on that band to engage the upper back. If you feel pain in the front of the shoulders when you do this, perhaps this band and this progression is too hard, and you can go back to the red loop band in the YouniquelyFit kit. Keep going here. Exhaling to bend from your side body. Inhaling to lift. 2, 3, 4. Exhaling to bend. 2, 3, 4. Inhaling to lift. 2, 3, 4. Nice and slow. With each inhale, I feel my pelvis grounding down. With each exhale, my inner thighs pull back. Keep that going. And let's lower the arms, switching the cross of the legs, bending the knees, neutralizing the pelvis. Inhale, feel the pelvis ground down. Exhale, feel your inner thighs pull back a little. Inhale, float the arms overhead. And exhale, now bending to the right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, up. 2, 3, 4. Again, stay low in your legs. Keep going. Keep the bend in the knees, the neutral pelvis, no rounding. Plug the shoulders down the back. Gaze is soft. Front ribs are trying to reach through your body towards your back body. Back ribs are pressing towards imaginary hands on your shoulder blades. Finding your upper back will help take some of the pressure off your chest and neck. We want to use that upper back more efficiently. And today we're going to learn a lot of exercises and work through level 5 progressions, strengthening the back, abs, and entire body to combat Parkinson's. Finish up your last set. Pick up your purple loop band, and let's come over to the chair. Now, we're going to do some single leg marching, alternating sides, bringing the purple loop band around the ankles like so. Now, if you find that this progression is too much and you feel like you're straining, you can go back to level 4's blue loop band. Now, I don't have Parkinson's or flat back posture, so I'm taking this band off, but you're going to keep it on. Now, we're going to bring our head into our hands, leaning it back into the hands, and we're going to start a slow march. Inhale, lifting one thigh up, flexing the toes, and exhale, lowering it down slowly, alternating sides. And as you do this, think about tipping your tailbone back and only lifting the thigh as high as you can maintain that neutral pelvis. I'll keep reminding you of this throughout our work today because rounding your low back puts pressure, excessive pressure on the low back, and we don't want this. We don't want to reinforce poor alignment and posture. We're going to tip our tailbone back, finding somewhere between an arch and a rounded position. lifting our thigh only as high as we can maintain that position. We're still alternating. We've got our head leaning back into the hands, our elbows wide, our shoulders plugged down. And now where is your upper back now in space? Are you pushing the rib cage forward and disengaging? Are the shoulder blades fighting to find one another, pulling together? Engaging your shoulder blade anchor, plugging the shoulders down the back. Another 20 seconds here. Inhale to lift, 2, 3. Exhale to lower, 2, 3. Keep that going. Inhale, lift, 2, 3. Exhale, lower, 2, 3. Nice, steady tempo. Imagine my hands on your shoulder blades. Keep fighting for the back ribs to reach to those hands, pulling the navel in towards the spine. And we're going to now grab our blue loop band and our 3 and 5 pound weight in the YouniquelyFit kit. So with the blue loop band, we're going to place that around the ankles. Since we'll be holding a little longer, I want to take the level down a bit. So blue loop band around your ankles and your 5 and 3 pound weight. Start with the weight in the dominant hand and the blue loop band around your ankles. It looks like this. I'm going to take the band off since this isn't good for my posture. You'll keep it on. We'll be lifting the thigh and taking your arm up to a V. Elbow points out to the side, then the forearm lifts. If you notice the front of the shoulder painting, you may not be ready for the 8 pound weight lift. This PNF, or as we call it in Pilates, pull the sword out like Peter Pan. As I lift up, I inhale. And my thigh lifts, but I don't round my low back. I keep a neutral pelvis. And I exhale, slowly lower. Take 4 counts to lift up. Inhale, 2, 3, flexing the toes of the foot that lifts. And as you lower, feeling your inner thighs pull back to the wall behind you, helping you to sit nice and upright on the top of your sits bones. Shoulders are plugged down. Gaze is soft. Collarbone is wide. Give me one more on this side. Up, 2, 3, 4. Lower, down, 2, 3, 4. Let's set up on the second side. So you should have that blue loop band around your ankles for your knee flexion. Passing those weights to the other side. And since this is probably your non-dominant hand, you may notice that this is a little heavy for this side if it's weaker than your dominant side. So if that's the case, you can always go back to the 5 pound weight. You don't want to feel pain in the front of the shoulder. Go ahead and get started. Inhale, lift, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, lower, 2, 3, 4. Notice that the other hand is on my hip for stability. I'm feeling grounded through my pelvis on each inhale. I'm pulling back with my inner thighs to sit tall on my exhales. I'm reminding myself of those imaginary hands on my shoulder blades, trying to bring my back ribs into those hands. I'm lifting my chin. I'm keeping my gaze higher than eye level. Use that breath. Hear it. Last one. From here, we'll need our blue Theraband and our anti-burst ball. We're going to stand on the end of the blue Theraband, wrapping around the knuckles of our dominant hand with the thumb on the outside. Ball goes between the inner thighs. Sitting up nice and tall, inhale, feel your pelvis ground down. Exhale, inner thighs squeeze in and pull back towards the seat of the chair or towards the wall behind you. So you're nice and tall in the sits bones. From here, inhale, prepare, pelvis pulling down. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, add that loaded arm, framing the face, turning the head down, the chin down or up on the diagonal, whatever feels best on the neck. And then inhaling, back up to center. Exhale, we side bend. Inhale, we add the bottom arm. Exhale, we hold. Inhale, we come back up to center. So that's all it is. We bend, and as you bend, watch out for lifting the opposing hip. Make sure it stays grounded on that chair as if it's trying to pull down through the chair to the floor, lengthening and stretching the side body. And as you hold, those external obliques are recruiting, which will improve posture and help combat the forward lean. You've got another 10 seconds on this side. 5, 4, keep going. 3, 2, 1. Take a second to pass the band to the other hand, standing on the end of it, wrapping around the knuckles with the thumb on the outside. Make sure you haven't gotten into a slouching position. So sit up tall on your sits bones. Inhale, pelvis grounds down towards the floor. Exhale, inner thighs squeeze in and pull back towards the wall behind you. And inhale, grounding. Exhale, side bending. Inhale, add the loaded arm. Exhale the air out. And inhale yourself back up to center. So continue on. I'll count your breath this time. Exhale, bend. Inhale, add the arm. Exhale, hold. Inhale, back up to center. Keep that going. Exhale, bend. Inhale, add the arm. Exhale, hold. Inhale, back up to center. And one more time. Exhale, side bending. Inhale, add the arm. Think about the back ribs reaching for imaginary hands on your shoulder blades. And inhale yourself back up to center. Setting the band to the side, keeping the ball between the inner thighs, hands to the belly. 3 diaphragmatic breaths, pushing the belly out to relax the nervous system and then letting it relax in on your exhales. So inhale, we push the belly out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, we let it fall in. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. Inhale, push it out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, let it fall in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, inhale, push it out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, let it fall in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job.